Call of the Stones is Wonders of the First's brand new expansion, and it introduces a whole slew of new abilities that genuinely change the game up in an interesting way. Bum bum billy boo, it's the Wonders Historian. Hello! Greetings, Stone Seekers! If you've been wondering what's going on with Call of the Stones, well, good news. Today, I'm going to break down all of the brand new abilities, and we're going to take a look at a few interesting cards that showcase them. So, let's go. We are commencing our tour of Call of the Stone's brand new abilities with Awaken. How Awaken works is if you have seized a stone this turn, that means the awakened abilities of the creature become active. And the card we have to showcase that is the appropriately named Awakened Cuttlefish. So normally it's just a 2-cost, 2-power wonder. But when you awaken it, it gets +2 and tap free, seek 3 a wonder with cost 2 or less. So as long as you've seized a stone this turn, now he counts as a 4-power wonder, and you have the ability to tap them without spending an action, and you get to flip over the top 3 cards of your deck, and if there's a wonder there who costs 2 or less, you can put it straight out without having to pay its cost, which is a nice little ability. And every turn after that, if you happen to seize a stone again, he will get the bonus again. He will get +2 power, and if you actually have a way to untap him, you can use the Seek ability again. So that will kick in literally every round that you manage to seize a stone. Not too shabby. The Cuttlefish is a great example of it. After that, we're going to talk about Call. Now, Call lets you maneuver wonders from one realm to another. Normally, this is just something that Thalwind is mostly the king of, but Call actually spreads that ability out to other orbitals, but in a very specific way. So Call will let you move a wonder one realm closer to the card with Call. So when you play this card, you put it out, and then you can pick another wonder in play and move it one realm closer to this wonder. But the controller of that wonder does have to have the stone there. So there are limitations to it. Now, this can apply to either your wonders or your opponent's wonders. So it gives you a little more maneuverability in terms of what you want to do. If you want to shift one of your guys over to get into a better position for combat, then it works almost like pseudo flying. If you want to move one of your opponent's guys out of the way so you can swing in, that also works. Or if you have an ability that genuinely benefits from Call, you can take advantage of that. So for example, Synthara the Divine is basically taking advantage of the Call ability in a strong way. So it's an 8-cost, 9-power wonder, big fat beef with Call, sacrifice for free, destroy all wonders here, then create a 1-power construct token here for each wonder destroyed this way, which is nuts. You're going to wipe out all your guys. You're going to wipe out all your opponent's guys. Obviously, this is a very powerful Wrath effect. You can literally go, yo, I'm just going to wipe out your guys if I have nobody here. You can just play it in the realm where they have their best guys and go, bam, wipe them out and get a bunch of little token dudes. Or you can go, I'm going to sit here and take out both of our guys. I have a bunch of guys here, but now there's nobody in the way, and I have a bunch of little tokens who can run in. It's a very easy way to be able to seize a stone in that particular realm. And on top of that, with the Call ability, you can either drag one of your guys into another realm closer to this if you want, or if your opponent's wonders just happen to be right beside and your opponent owns the stone in that one, you can literally go, bam, I'm going to yank your dude over here, and he's going to be part of me wiping everybody out. So there is a lot of versatility to it. And as well, it's literally just a 9-power beef boy if it turns out you don't need to use its board wiping ability. That is a very sweet setup. Maneuverability and destruction together, that's power. After that, we're taking a look at an example of the Guardian ability. So the Guardian ability cares about wonders coming onto the board, okay? So we have Lumerstara, the Web Weaver of Fate, which is a 4-cost, 5-power demigod spider monster, which is pretty epic, right? So it's got Guardian, put a -1 counter on target wonder that arrived or moved here. So Obviously, this is a big old rattlesnake that says to your opponent, stay away. Don't come to this realm. If you do, you're gonna get messed up, right? Every time somebody shows up, you can either shrink the guy who showed up or you can start shrinking other guys who are already there. And if you manage to get a Wander down below 0 power to -1 or lower, it actually destroys them outright. So this can be used to either move the numbers a little in your favor or literally remove problems. Now, obviously, you're not going to want to play your own guys here. So there is that kind of a restriction where you're not really going to be looking too much to add extra stuff into this realm on your side, except in very particular cases. So it is kind of a double-edged sword where it says to your opponent, don't put dudes here, but it also says to you, don't put dudes here. I couldn't help picking this as the example though, because I love this gigantic looming spider. Kind of gives me Legend of Zelda vibes. Can you tell that I like Legend of Zelda, guys? Anyways, with the spiders that just boom, drop down out of nowhere and gank you. So it being a demigod that can essentially erode your soul is a very cool concept to me, right? Now, moving on, the next thing we're going to talk about is Heart of a Legend, which is a very sweet ability that says, do you have a legendary Wander out? If you do, then double up the abilities of this card. So a very, very potent ability. We're going to look at it on Merrick Santiga. So this is a 5-cost, 5-power Wander. On arrival, gain a free attack. But with Heart of the Legend, gain 2 free attacks. So as long as you have a legendary dude out, you get 2 bonus attacks. We're actually finally getting up to the point where you might be able to get 20 meat counters on that cauldron. You remember the cauldron from the first set where you can literally get this insane setup? I'm going to take your guys and bring it down, but it always was like, yo, I have to get 20 counters on this. How am I going to get enough attacks? We're starting to actually get up to the threshold where that impossible dream becomes a reality. So Heart of a Legend is a cool ability where if you don't have a legendary out, it does nothing, but everything that has Heart of a Legend already has an ability. So you're getting something good, but if you actually have a legendary out, now you're getting double goodness, which obviously is much more desirable. Then we have Rage. So Rage is a very interesting ability with some serious tension to it, where when you put out a creature with Rage, a Wander with Rage, you can attack with it like right away before the other person gets to go, which breaks the normal flow because Wanders normally goes, I go, you go, I go, you go. We have a very fair back and forth. You have to pass or do something, but everybody gets to take their turn. This cuts the cue and says, no, I'm going again and I get to have an attack. But if you do that attack, then you sacrifice the dude who has Rage afterwards. So they're going into this blood frenzy. They're seeing red, but at the cost of their own life. That is some serious decision tension where you have to go, okay, do I want that extra attack badly? Or do I want to keep my guy? Now, Stolo Rockthorn is a great example of the Rage ability. 2 cost, 0 power, right? Has Rage, and on attack, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this. Considering how many attacks you can have in a turn, this can get really out of hand. I had this in my deck at the last Shattering, actually where I got this shirt, and it was gross, genuinely gross, because you can attack multiple times a turn. So you just go, okay, it's 2, 4, 6, just in one turn. Or if you have more attacks kicking around from other cards, you can literally crank it right up. But you can also just use it as I'm going to basically give my current squad +2 and get an attack. Because you put it out, Sam going to attack with your guys. This gets +2, right? So it's adding 2 into the attack, and then it goes away. So you can just use it as a very cheap additional attack card if you want. I like that. I mean, it doesn't do that much in terms of power, but giving you an extra attack, or, get it out early and just build it up and say, yo, this realm is mine. Or if you have call cards, you can shift it around. I actually went from being kind of skeptical about this card's power level. I looked at it and went, 0 power doesn't feel very good internally. You just look at it and go, and then you get it out on the board and start going boom, 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 boom. And the math says, oh, yes, daddy, I do like this. So Stolo is my Brolo. A great example of what is interesting about Rage. And I want to talk about something that's not technically a new keyword ability, but is new in Call of the Stones, and I really like it. This is Mechanicsburg. You might have already seen this because this is one of the official spoilers that I had in a previous video. But this is a very interesting legendary land that says whenever an opponent passes, you may create a 1-power pirate token in a realm where you control a ship or airship. Now, it does require that you have, obviously, one of those type of ships for it to activate, but it is genuinely interesting in that there's nothing else that really punishes your opponent for passing. The biggest punishment you can give your opponent for passing is to say, I'm going to pass too, and then the turn ends. Because you can get into a game of chicken of who's gonna use their lands. Are you gonna use your lands? Well, I'm gonna pass and see if you use your lands, and if you don't, I'm saving my lands for the next turn. But now, if you pass, well, all of a sudden, you're actually getting me ahead. You're giving me wonders that I didn't have before. They are just 1 power, so it really does beg the question, how much of a deterrent is this? But it is genuinely a new way of interacting in the game. So I thought it would be interesting to include in this video. Plus, it's just really cool, bro. It's a genuinely awesome flying pirate town. I'm going to fly around and I'm going to steal your stuff. And I'm literally just going to parachute or rappel down pirates onto ships or airships if you are lax. Basically, give these pirates an opening and they're going to take it. So that ends off the abilities and this video. Thanks for coming by, my friends. I will see you all for the next video.